Let me go quiet and dark there.
So now we're recording. I want to welcome you all to our January state call, the first state call for the new year of 2022. So welcome aboard, everyone. And let me share my screen here and we will, that's not what I wanted to do there. And we'll get going here.
Noble looks like a plan.
Hope you all can see that all right now. Before we get started, just got a thing here I want to mention. Now, we are going to allow more time tonight for the Around the Horn segment. So we will be, the Around the Horn segment will start at 8:45 or earlier if we get through everything else faster, but no later than 8:45. And do you all know how to raise your hand if you want to say something on Zoom?
There it is.
You can do it that way too, but there is down at the bottom, there is a reaction icon that you can click on and raise your hand. So if you want to say something, that's going to be the time. Well, you can ask questions throughout the call tonight. Don't feel like you have to wait until the Around the Horn. But if you've got some other any announcements or other things, then we'll raise your hand in some form or another, and we'll try to recognize you. Okay. So that's what's going to happen tonight. Now, first thing I want to say, if you haven't heard this, you're not paying attention if you haven't heard this news, but we just got number 16, state number 16. Was that yesterday? I think it was the official day.
Yes, I believe so.
The state of Wisconsin came on board, state number 16, and it's, am I correct? There's a very good possibility we could get number 17 this week as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's what, South Dakota?
Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska. Excuse me.
Nebraska.
Both of them are close.
So we could get both of them maybe, huh?
Yeah.
So, anyway, good news. So I wanted to be sure to mention that to you. And Brenda, are you on with us tonight? Haven't seen.
I am.
Oh,
I
there
am.
you are. There you are.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw you now. I'm sure Brenda was going to mention something about that, so I was going to beat her to the punch. There she is. Yeah. All
Go
right.
for it.
All right. Let's get going here, and let's get going with Brenda. So Brenda is for those of you that are new, Brenda is our past state regional director. And, she always wants a piece of the pie here. She wants to, say a few things. And so we always give her a little time to say her piece. So Brenda, take it away.
Thank you, Dale. Our biggest thing going on right now, and Indiana always shows up for these kind of things, is we are having a new telepatriot mission going for the state of Pennsylvania. So if you are interested in helping Pennsylvania with their efforts, this is a call mission to contact their representatives. Then I guess let Paul know or Gary know and get me the names and I'll add you to the Pennsylvania mission. Other than that, yes, the big news is Wisconsin passing yesterday. Also, we have Nebraska coming up. Also, South Dakota passed in the House yesterday. We had a big, huge rally in Iowa, getting that state kicked off. So these are really exciting times.
Brenda,
Yeah.
you froze up on us.
Right. These are exciting times.
And that is all I have to question.
Brenda, what is the mission about in Pennsylvania? What's the issue?
They're trying to get the resolution, on the table. And so I'm just learning the details, but we have senators that we need to contact. There's 5 different mission setups. And so we'll be asking their supporters to contact their state representatives.
So this is to get the Article 5 resolution going.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll give you
Okay.
more information when I get it. I haven't gotten totally all of it. There might be a blast going on this Saturday, but the mission is starting and it concludes February 4th. But if you're at all interested in participating, just get me your name and I'll get you signed up in the mission.
Okay, Brenda, hold on. You may want to comment on this. As you know, the Convention of States vision statement is to build a strong, engaged army of self-governing activists. In my servant leadership training course that I'm in, I was reminded again that, and I want to make everyone aware of this if you're not aware of it already, that Convention of States is the largest, make sure I'm saying this right, Brenda. Convention of States is the largest activist group in the country.
Grassroots group.
Grassroots group. And we tend to forget that, at least I do. Plus, but the thing is, you know, and I tend to forget this too. We think the mission is to, of course, hold a convention of states. Well, no, the mission really is to grow the grassroots and become a huge grassroots organization in this country. And that's really what the mission is. Once we're there, I mean, then we can influence what's happening in this country, what happens in this country. And I certainly hope that Indiana is attaining that level of importance in what we're trying to do in the state of Indiana. So I just want to remind it. Did I say that right, Brenda? Or do you want to add anything to that?
Sure. Yes, you said it very well. You may have heard Mark state it this way. We have 5 million supporters across the country. We'd like to have 35 million supporters across the country. And yes, our goal is to hold a meeting of the states, Convention of States under Article 5, but our long-term under servant leadership are there, as Dale was describing it, is to really have a political and spiritual awakening with respect to what it means to be self-governing and free under our Constitution and our responsibilities to that role. That's what we mean when we say we the people. So yeah, you said it very well. And I'm glad you're taking servant leadership, and I hope others will as well.
Well, I'm taking it. Our region captains are going to take it, and all of our executive group will be taking it. So
Awesome.
We're gonna get everyone educated on this year. Okay, let me keep going here. Our mission statement therefore, our mission statement here in Indiana is to restore self-governance by recruiting, training, and deploying citizen activists to engage in all levels of government. And I think we're doing a very good job at that. And we've got a lot of good things going on in our state. These are the objectives that we have set forth for our state this year. And folks, I know we go over these things every state call, but I think it's important that we do that. And I think it's important that we remind ourselves constantly what we're trying to achieve. So that's why we do this. That's why we talk about these again. But we want to get to 80,000 supporters. We're at about 65,000 right now. We want to get to 80,000. We want all region captains in place on all of our regions. Are now 14 regions. We want to get to 60 district captains. We want to identify and support passage of 3 bills, maybe more. We'll see how that turns out. And then we want to conduct 250 educational presentations throughout the year. That includes town halls. That includes a lot of things. So, Marty, are you wanting to say something right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't put my hand back down. I asked Brenda that question.
Oh, okay. Michael, are you wanting to say something now?
Well, I just got responding to Brenda, just to
Oh.
let her know that I don't know what's going on exactly. I said this at the region captain's meeting with Gary, but I can tell you that people that are in there for follow-up just seem to be exploding all of a sudden. I mean, I've still got 9 more to follow up with right now, but I mean, it is filling up really fast, and about 2 out of every 5 are identified with Shapiro's name
Really? Yeah. Ben Shapiro.
beside him, and about 1 out of every 5 is Levin. So
Yeah. Well, good. That's I still think I still think we ought to give Joe Biden a Patriot pin, quite honestly.
yeah, no, you're right.
You know,
You're right. I think everything he does adds about 1,000 people.
All right. Thanks, Michael. Let's keep going here then. Let's get into our tracking reports that we normally do. This is a new report. We introduced this toward the end of last year, and George puts this report together for us. Does a great job here. These are the 14 regions. I hope we got all the right districts in each region. As you can see, like I said, we've got 14 regions. We need to fill some region captain positions, obviously. We've got, if you look at some of the detail down below, we've got actually 24 districts with just a district captain. So that's the number we want to get to 60 by the end of this year. We've got a number of people in training and soon to become district captains. So we got to keep plugging away, and I'm hoping, Michael, that these people coming in through the follow-up tool, we can contact some of them and convert them into district captains.
Yeah.
We need to keep
Yeah, I think
growing.
there's definitely potential in there.
We need to keep growing here, keep growing. So that's how we stand on as far as districts per region. Now this is very interesting. This is a report that Tim Heidenreich puts out for us every month. I've kind of stretched it out here, so next time I'll print it on a landscape page instead of a portrait page. But anyway, you get the idea here. Brenda, are you still on?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here for the
Brenda,
duration.
Do you have any idea? Our state went down 251 supporters, and we don't know why that's happened. Do you have any idea why that has happened?
Well, I believe that our IT folks are doing some duplicate cleanup as well. I asked about it again today because other states have seen it, and they haven't confirmed that exact amount, but they are telling me that yes, that is occurring.
Okay, we suspected that.
I can second that. I don't know the numbers either, but I know data cleanup's going on.
Is that, have they stepped up I mean, is that going to continue? Are we going to see this for a few more months, or do we know?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. It's probably talked about on the SIA call. I actually listened to the SIA call last week, but yes, it is. And the states are getting cleaned up, both through your efforts, like what you had your,
we've been
folks
doing
working
that.
on.
Yeah.
Other states have been doing that, but we have a new way of identifying duplicates. There's a gentleman out of California who is able to take the database and identify duplicates much quicker and correct them much quicker than what we've done before. And so they are working on that.
All right. Okay, well, Tim, there's our answer, huh?
Yeah, but so Dale, somebody said the other day that they thought that we had 281 more signups just the other day. that was Larry Hartman, said that he was looking at the data and we had 281 new signups, but now we're down by 251. So maybe we actually went up by 30 or so.
What day did you cut? Oh, you cut this off on the 24th?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a few days ago, a couple days ago. Okay. All right. Well,
There is a lot of activity coming in and out. We have more Newsmax ads and other ads going out.
Newsmax is another one.
yeah. All right. Thanks. Well, that's where we are right now. We want to get to 80,000 by the end of the year. It's going to be
I think we'll do it.
going to be tough. Speaking of data cleanup, Larry sent me this, and he told me that he and Tim had not been able to do much in the month of January. So he went ahead and sent this to me anyway, and you can I'll be pinning these reports to the general channel so you can study that a little further if you want. Now here's a new tracking report. This has to do with the 250 educational presentations objective. This is a report that again George prepares for us every month to track the number of educational presentations by region. And you can see in January, obviously, for various reasons, we didn't have any. The 9 that we did have, those are primarily our live streaming, COS Indiana Live. That counts as an educational presentation, as well as the roundtable. So
Dale, I goofed up. Those are just the staff meetings and something. I think I forgot to add in the Facebook Live events.
oh, well, okay. Now you didn't have to admit that, George. You did it, though. You'll have this corrected, right? For next month.
I'll double check it. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, we're getting started with this, so we'll get this honed as we move on here. But we'll be seeing this every month to track the number of educational presentations. I just want to mention, of course, COS Indiana Live. This is our live streaming.
This is Melba. I've raised my hand, at least I hope I raised my hand.
Okay, Melba, where are you? Melba?
I don't know. Wherever I am. I was there before.
He's turned into a plant.
Hands up.
I can't even see the plant.
I see a plant. Okay, did you have a question?
I have a comment, and I actually wanted to go back to the previous slides that you had.
Right.
So if you could go back to, the one before this.
The data cleanup?
Well, there you go. So this one. So every monthly state call, you go through our vision statement and our mission statement.
Right.
And they both talk about growing the grassroots activists, developing an army of grassroots activists, and they talk about self-governance. But I'm really not seeing the whole goal of growing activists or self-governance in the information that's presented. In other words, to me, getting petition signers is not developing activists.
These are not petition signers. These are supporters. Petition signers would be included here, but these are supporters, not just petition signers.
Okay, well, I don't know what you call supporters, but I mean, when I think of an activist, I think people that are not only joining up to be district captains, or social media warriors, but also people that are willing to be on a legislative liaison team, people that are looking to be telepatriots, people that are going and testifying at the State House, people that are running for some kind of office or somehow getting involved in their state, local and state governments. And I don't see where we reflect any of that in any of our goals. So getting
Okay.
to
All right.
8,000 people or getting to 250 education presentations doesn't really tell me that we are growing an army of activists, or
Okay.
that we are asking people to be more involved in their self-governance.
Okay. All right. Duly noted. Thank you. Who's next? Larry, did you have a question?
Well, just a note, go forward a couple slides. Right here. Hey, we've got 14 regions listed there, but your region captains are nowhere close. I'm region 5, but that's the old when we had just 9 regions.
Yeah,
I was also
I
reading
see. Yeah, I
forward.
see what you're saying.
So-
Yeah.
You might want to clean that one up.
George, you noted that?
Yeah, I heard him. Larry's always yakking at me,
Okay. All right.
but he's taller than I am, so I got to do what he says. So
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. All right.
Servant leadership, George.
Okay. Okay, as I was saying, COS Indiana Live. We're still every Monday night, and we have Ken Kashuba now as the co-host. So we're doing a different concept this year, trying to be more viewer oriented, and we're utilizing a piece of software called Slido. And so we're taking in viewer comments, and then we translate that into the roundtable content that we do on the fourth Monday. So just want to let you know we're still poking away at the COS Indiana Live roundtable. Just had one just last Monday, as a matter of fact. Thought it went very, very well. And our next roundtable is going to be in February on the fourth Monday. So February 28th, we will be conducting our next roundtable meeting. Okay, Ken, Ken, you're up next. Let me see if there's any hands up here that, okay. Don't see any right now. So Ken, you're up.
Hey, Dale. And yeah, hello, everybody. It's good to see everybody for the first state call of the year. And what good news we're starting off with in January. We got 11 more months to see ourselves get where we're progressed to where we're headed. So with that in mind, we have a number of things coming up in February. One of the things that the comms team will be working on is promoting Surge Day on February 10th, 8 a.m. No, what am I saying, 8 a.m.? I'm mixing that up.
9 to 3.
9
9 to
3.
9 to 3. Jumping ahead to my comms team meeting. Yeah, so 9 to 3. If you can join us down at the State House, we're looking for a Surge Day down there. We're going to be promoting that on Facebook. We are also going to be putting on Facebook. This should be up tomorrow. We'll be putting up a reminder on this, and we'll be asking people that would like to attend or plan to attend to RSVP to us. We'd like to get an idea as to how many people might be coming. So the RSVP through Facebook will help us as far as determining lunches and things like that have to be planned for. So if you know people that would like to come, please invite them. I think you can share that post from Facebook with your friends, especially if they're local here, or even if they're way up there north where all that snow and ice and stuff is. They can, I think Dale said he's going to charter a bus down. So
What?
get everybody on board and come on down to the State House on February 10th.
Come to the balmy climate of Indianapolis.
Balmy climate, yes. I see all you guys have tans up there. I'm jealous. What else I have is our social media warriors and content writers. We've got 3 social media warriors that are about ready to jump on board, and we have 2 content writers, which we're working with. So we're adding to the group even more. And one special one I have to announce that matter of fact she'll be fully onboarded and put through tomorrow. And that when I first got this through, I thought, wow, boy, this name is familiar. The last name was Heidenreich, and I thought, Floyd Heidenreich. Now where do I know that name from? And sure enough, after talking with Floyd, it turns out that it's Tim's loyal wife. So Tim's wife will be joining us as a social media warrior, and we're looking forward to having her on. So that it continues to grow, and we're still looking to add to our social media warriors. And last but not least, what I have is our comms meeting. We will be having a comms meeting. We didn't have one this month, too much going on early January. February 8th at 8 p.m. And we'll be getting some emails and some notices out on that. So comms meeting coming up on February 8th at 8 p.m. And that's all I got, Dale.
All right, Ken, thank you. Anybody got any questions for Ken? All right. Okie doke. Marty?
Yes, sir.
You're up.
Well, we heard about the Surge Day. The end of this week, first of next week is crossover with bills making it out of the House to the Senate and vice versa. So we expect to see some narrowing of the field. I've already seen that. I've identified 3 or 4 bills right now that we had on our list that have been referred to the Senate. So that's a good thing. Unfortunately, not much of what we were tracking on the Senate side is moving forward anywhere. Seems like the Senate's waiting for the House to give them some direction on what the people want. So hopefully we'll see that come through. But I'm also just one quick note on the Surge Day. I'm working on an agenda. We're finalizing a few things, some meet and greets. It's going to be real important. Anybody that shows up, call your reps ahead of time. Let them know you're coming on that day. You'd like to meet with them. You won't be able to go to their office, but you'll be able to go to the door where the offices are. And typically they will get somebody to go find that person and bring them out or bring their aide out. So nonetheless, we want to try to set appointments up ahead of time to meet with folks, and it's also an opportunity to network with each other. So hear what's going on in your respective districts and what actions you've been making and doing lately to grow activists in your area. So we want to continue that pace once this session's over. We want to really focus on that activism growth throughout the state. I think beyond that, Dale, there's not too much to report. I will say though too that we are also tracking based on how we're seeing people vote, and we've obviously seen some of the tools that we have available to us in Convention of States, but we're going to be watching closely the people that are coming up for election. We're going to be trying to gather their voting information to inform people what their voting record has been, how they've been with Convention of States and other things, and really focus on get out the vote and some other things at this upcoming midterm. So we've got, I forget the number exactly, but I think it's roughly about a third of the legislature that is coming up for election.
Really?
Okay. This one, I had a couple slides here I forgot to mention to you, but this is an article that our events coordinator, Rick Lyon, got published advertising our Surge Day coming up in February. And we might also want to mention telepatriot mission that in Iowa, I think this was recently, and you see these were the top callers, and there's Dale Tipton representing Indiana. So he was in the top 10 callers for Iowa. Dale, how was that, Dale?
Well, it was really quick. I think I made calls for 2 days, Dale, and then it was done.
Was it?
So, you know, compared to like Houston that had over 20,000 calls, I think this one had like 500 or so. So went through it pretty quick.
Pretty quick. Huh? Okay. All right. Well, anything else, Marty?
No, sir, not right now.
All right. George, I think we got some new district captains to recognize, right?
Yes, sir, we do. We do. Sherry Puckett, District 36, and Susan Peary, 56, and they are both in, oh, bummer. Their region captain is Thomas Schultz. So Thomas, do you mind coming on for a minute here and telling them what they get other than a pat on the back?
You're muted, Thomas.
What do they get other than the pen, a pat on the back, and I got this one thing to ask. You know, Susan is my regional event coordinator.
Ah, okay, cool. Good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I kind of dumped through this at you, Thomas. I didn't really let you know I was.
It's either you, this place, or the servant leadership class. That's just, they got me pulling my hair out.
Oh,
Really?
Can't you see? It's
Okay. All right. And Dale, do you want to say something about Liz?
yeah.
Yeah, we will, we offer our congratulations there to Liz Harricall, who has completed her training as well. She was in the hopper for a while, but put on a burst here recently and stormed through the final bit. So congratulations to her. And our next breakfast that we hold in the first Saturday of February, she will receive her lapel pin.
All right, good.
Good deal.
I don't know.
Congratulations to all of them, and good job. Good
Yep.
job.
I think we've got a district captain someone that's very, very close to completing his training. James Dodson, he's on the call this evening. James, say wave to everybody.
I knew how to do that, I would.
But James is very close. He's almost finished, and I'm sure he'll become a district captain, and then we'll recognize him on the February call. So glad to have you tonight, James. Glad to have you. All right. Anybody got any other questions for George?
Well, I need to come at George again.
Okay.
If that's Indiana 36, that's Sally Bucket, not Sherry.
Yeah, Sally. That's what I thought.
Oh,
I know her. I know Sally personally.
That's Sally Puckett. I'm sorry.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
All right. Thank you.
That's my bad. I somebody else mentioned that to me, and okay, never mind. Hey, you know, I'm old. Give me a break. Third day of not smoking too. So
You've got too many mistakes tonight, George. I'll tell you.
George,
So
call her Sherry. Call her Sherry. If she doesn't like it, then that's too bad.
All right. Moving on here. Gary, what you got, bud?
Thanks, Dale. We've got I don't know, can you post that? Yeah, this is the Mission Excellence Plan summary. And rather than having anything for December, we just tallied it up for the year. And as you can see from looking at this is the old 9 regions. And Want to make some recognition, particularly to Vicky Mooring. Her region racked up the greatest number of points, over 2,700 points for the year. Now, Vicky had a little bit of an advantage in the sense that she was a region captain for the entire year. Some of the other folks on there were new and just became region captains, so they didn't have the opportunity to rack up points for a full year. But tip of the hat to Vicky for a really good job. And there's two individuals that I want to recognize. In particular, under the top individuals, you could see there were a lot of people. I think most everybody in that whose name is on that racked up more than 300 points each. But two that really stood out were Patrick Romack, and number one point getter for the year was Diane Jones. And what I want to say about that, sometimes you don't see what these people are doing because a lot of the work gets done behind the scenes, but work gets done. Patrick works the follow-up tool and helps us all out with that. And really congratulations to everybody. We did over 8,000 points for the year, and some really fine work by a lot of people.
Okay, good. You know, while as Gary mentioned, this is, of course, this is based on the original or the previous 9 regions. But so the number that I focus on this report is this total down here, 8,198. That's a number that for the state, at least, that's a number we want to beat in 2022 for the total state. But we got some good people doing a lot of good things as district captains, and so we want to recognize them, and that's why we present this report. So Gary, anything else?
Just want to make a quick mention, kind of goes along with what Melba was talking about earlier. The kind of three hats we all wear: connect, build, and grow. Connect with other activists within the organization. I find when people connect is when ideas come about to do new things and move the process forward. Build is building those relationships with state legislators, and grow is, of course, doing things to grow the grassroots. But really connecting with other activists is an essential thing for all of us to be doing. And the people's names you see on there, most of them were involved in a lot of that during the past year.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Gary. Thank you. Okay. See if they've got any other questions here real quick. Okay. Tim, you want to say anything? Tim's our prayer contact person for the state. So Tim, did you want to say anything?
So we're always available to take these, and we send them out to the national prayer team. So if anybody has any of these, just let me know. Send me an email. Thanks.
Okay. Tim does a great job. This is we don't know how many people take advantage of this, and it's not something that we certainly don't want to track. But I think it's a very, very important thing that this is done, and I want to thank Tim for being willing to head this up. I think this is very, very important. So next state call in February will be February 23rd, always the 4th Wednesday of the month. So make sure you want to put that on the calendar, and we'll be talking about things going on as of February 23rd. I see Paul Phillips on the call tonight. Paul, I want to give you an opportunity. Did you want to comment on anything?
Yeah, I do. Number one, it's great to see how the state is progressing now that I'm out of the way and have stopped slowing things down. You guys have done fantastic work.
We weren't going to say anything about that, but since you brought it up, Paul.
I also wanted to report that yesterday evening, I've been working on this for 2 years. I was finally invited to do a COS presentation at the Allen County Teenage Republicans group. And there were 11 in attendance, 4 of which I know have already signed our petition. And in going through my presentation, I can tell you it was at 6:48 p.m. that I told them all to take their phones out and go to our website and sign the petition. And of the 7 students there, 4 of them signed the petition at 6:48 p.m. last night. So I wanted to throw that out there, that whenever you're doing a meeting or a presentation, rather than talk about the website or sign a paper petition, or when you get home, do this, tell people to take their phone out, go to the website and sign it right then and there. I had an over 50% response rate. Now, granted, these were all young kids who do everything on their phone, right? But just thought I'd share that. I was really encouraged when I saw 4 of them signed up right there in the presentation.
Good, good, good. Any Paul, any possible candidates for the Young Americans for COS role?
Yes, any one of the 4 of them. I spent some time talking up our internship opportunities. Talked a lot about my daughter's Maya's experience with doing that, and laid out her path that she volunteered with us for a couple of years and then applied for an internship. So I was trying to plant that seed of get started and volunteer with us. So I would say any of the 4 of those that just signed up might be good candidates.
Good, great.
2 of them were in House District 83, 1 in 84 and 1 in 85.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's a district of anybody here on the call. Michael?
All of them.
Okay.
So can you send me their names?
I sure can. Or if you look in your follow-up tool, all 4 of them, 6:48 p.m. yesterday, though.
Oh, it was
Stuck out like a
yesterday?
sore thumb.
Okay, yeah.
Just look at the date that they created their accounts.
Okay.
All right.
And mention my name when you talk to them.
Yeah.
Tell them I said that they need to volunteer.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Paul. Thanks.
Sure.
Well, we're right on time, as a matter of fact. I've got 8:45 or almost 8:45. So let's get into around the horn. Now, anybody, I don't see any hands up right now. So, Melba, you got your hand up again?
I do. So I want to address a comment that I believe it was Gary made, where he said that one of the things that we do is connect with other activists. And I would say that aside from connecting with other activists, we should be in the business of developing activists. And I think that one way that we can do that is to utilize our volunteers in our individual districts by calling them and meeting with them and asking them what kinds of things motivate them, what they're passionate about, and what their interests are. I mean, I've been calling volunteers in my area, and I find that I now have a small group who is very willing to go to the State House and go and testify on different legislation. And, I think that we can help these folks to kind of come out of their shell if they're feeling a little bit, not unwilling, but maybe they just feel like they don't really know how to do that. So what I found is that if I go with them and encourage them, I'm hoping that we'll get to the point where they will go on their own and maybe start inviting other people to also go. But I think that whether it be testifying on legislation or making telepatriot calls or, you know, a lot, who knows, like me running for school board. I mean, I think there's a lot of ways that we can utilize the folks who have said that they are willing to volunteer. So that's one thing. The other thing is, when I was on the last RCDC call, I asked Jonathan about the questionnaire that was used in Texas to screen the folks that are running for school board. And he told me that that I should take that up with our state team about developing a questionnaire or passing on to me a questionnaire for the whatever survey was used for folks running for school board. So I don't know if that's something that needs to be developed or if it's the same one that was used in Texas, or how I can go about getting that.
Okay, Marty, Paul, do either one of you have any information on a questionnaire?
No, I know that's something that we had talked about trying to come up with, but I'm not sure if I'm understanding what you were looking for, Melba. Can you repeat that real quickly?
I thought I heard Mark Meckler saying that when they found out that there were people interested in running for school board in Texas, that they put out a questionnaire for them to answer some questions, basically to determine whether they were really conservatives or not.
Yeah,
So
I think
where's that questionnaire?
Yeah, the telepatriot effort there included an attachment that after we made the calls, we forwarded that short questionnaire poll, I guess it was, where and if I remember right, I think there were I want to say 4 candidates running, and or 5, and one of them didn't answer the polling, but you know, those that did were identified on what their position was, and we forwarded that. I did not hear how that correlated with who actually won, because we put 2 conservatives, I think, on that school board. But I'm looking to try to do that for school board elections here in Indiana as well. And I've talked to several groups, and you're familiar with Fisher's One here in Hamilton County.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get them to one, identify who the candidates are that we're putting up, and you know, right now the bills that are in the legislature that we're trying to get the candidates for school board to declare their party appear to not be going anywhere. So it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think that we need to work with a few groups, come up with some good polling questions, get those across the state to our directors, and try to get them to their school boards, the school board candidates. And then, you know, that's something that we can have our own telepatriot effort on, you know, relative to, hey, here's how your school board candidates have responded to this poll, and get out the vote, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I want to give some other people a chance to say something here, but I wanted to comment on the first part that Melba, her comment this evening about developing activists. Folks, that's exactly what we want you to do as leaders. You are all leaders on this call, and this calls for leaders, and that is exactly what we want you doing as a leader, is developing activists in your district and or region. So I just want to reiterate what Melba was talking about there. Okay, Michael, you got your hand up again?
Yep.
Quickly
yeah,
here.
one of them goes right to what Melba was saying. And it was some concerns that I had from one of the district captain trainees up there that was concerned that, you know, she's seeing posts where the GOP seems to be waffling on CRT and that SLE or SEL concept of teaching, because of the teachers unions are starting to amass money and flexing their muscle and stuff. And so I would echo what Melba said, because I think if what she was saying is she would like to see some sort of thing like that, a survey where, you know, we're not telling anybody what to vote. Obviously, I tell all of my people that we don't tell them what to vote, but it's nice if we could at least go in there and say, okay, this is how he voted on critical race theory. This is how this guy voted on critical race theory. This is the social emotional learning. This is the one wanted mask mandates. This one did not. I mean, those are things that people are interested in, and it would be highly helpful if we utilize the network to get that kind of information out. It's not. We don't have to be hawking any party, obviously. The other thing was if Paul, I was just going to ask Paul if you might send out some sort of a description, or not Paul, but Marty, a description of the surge event. You know, what we're doing there, what we're trying to accomplish and stuff, just to help me. I mean,
I think that's
it'll help,
coming.
because I'm going to sell this to everybody in my district.
I think that's being developed. I think he's going to be getting that out.
Yeah, I'm doing an agenda, but if you read the text or email blast, it was fairly informative as well as to what the intent is. You know, it's really a day to get people there in force, meet with their legislators, talk with them, promote the bills and the point of view that we're, you know, trying to promote on a personal and a COS level. And we hope to have specific bills identified by that time that we are moving forward on. And just so that everybody knows, one of those education bills that has passed through the House is going over to the Senate as of tonight. It passed, was House Bill 1134, and it covers the CRT. Yes. It covers the SEL, it covers the school board issues and a number of things. And I would encourage everybody that's interested in education to read that bill. That is one we'll be putting a proposal on to COS and asking for their support or approval to move forward with that.
So that passed, or is up for vote?
That passed the House after the third reading today, which it's, you know, we required to get 3 readings, and it's going to cross over next week. So it's being sent to the Senate.
Okay.
So we will be pushing that through the Senate.
Yes.
And if passed in the Senate, then it becomes a bill that goes to the governor.
Good.
But that is one that has gotten a lot of abuse by the school board associations, the superintendents, the teachers unions, and we want to keep that moving.
Yep.
All right. Larry?
Just a short kudo. Actually, your roundtable Monday was, I thought, superlative, very informative. And I just think that we ought to do more of that every time we do one of those.
You know, thank you for saying that, Larry. Thank you very much. We've been talking about that. I thought that first segment, the I want to know segment, the roundtable discussion, I thought that went over very well, much better than I thought it would. So I think we might just be doing more of that, quite honestly. So I appreciate your comment on that. Thank you very much. Anybody else? You know, are we going to finish early tonight?
No, Dale, I've raised my hand, but you're
This is
not.
Gary, I had a question.
Oh, wait, what?
I had a question. I wanted
Look
to
at all the hands go up now. Okay, go, Gary.
Yeah, I popped it up a couple of times. I want to ask a question of Brenda. And Brenda, if this bill that was going to change school board elections from nonpartisan to partisan, if that does not happen, does that have any effect on our ability to support a candidate, a particular candidate, since it is a nonpartisan election, or
Yeah,
are we still pushed completely out of that?
great question.
You're saying if they decide to show which party they are, will that push us out? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what my question is. And
I
as a
don't,
corollary, if they don't do that, can we support a particular candidate since it is a nonpartisan election?
well, we just have to do a proposal and ask about that regarding candidate for sure. Regarding the school boards being nonpartisan, you know, we're real good at the state and federal level with regard to the legal aspects of things. As you heard Robert say at the regional summit, for local, we have to dig harder, you know, and so I
Okay.
can't answer that straight up, but I can certainly inquire. Local is harder for us to get a handle on, so I really can't answer the question without looking at it like, you know, a proposal and sending it up and asking Robert and them.
Okay,
Yeah, that,
appreciate that.
we can frame that question, Brenda, because right now it's looking like nothing is going to be moving forward on that. And currently in Indiana, the candidates do not have to declare a party. It's just a popular vote.
All right, Diane, we haven't heard from you tonight. How about you? You have a question?
I don't have a question, just a comment. I'm in sunny California. I'll be flying home on Friday.
Oh,
but
really?
I'm visiting my first grandchild, and I'm really,
Congratulations.
I'm looking forward to participating in the surge. I've got one person coming. I can fit 2 more in my car. I've got 2 of my volunteers over the past year. I'm going to ask them to come. And that date happens to be my next monthly meeting date. So I'm just going to advertise it as a surge day, and that's what we're going to do for our meeting.
Perfect.
But in preparation, I've gone over, responding to opposition, because I think that's a good review for getting ready for that day. And so, yeah, I'm really surprised at how much I'd forgotten about in a year since I did the last time. So just wanted to encourage everyone to show up.
Yeah, and Diane, quickly, if you wouldn't mind giving me a call, this is Marty, when you settle back in, when you get back, because I know you had expressed interest in potentially supporting some of these bills, and I'd love to talk to you about what you're interested in.
Okay, all right, thanks. Will do.
Ken, what you got?
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know, I posted a website in the chat area for Ballotpedia, who has a section on school board elections in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
And there is the candidates aren't obligated, but Ballotpedia reaches out and invites board candidates to participate in an annual survey. You can click to view or also fill out the survey, but there will be some information about school board elections in Indiana on the in Ballotpedia. So it's a website that's worth keeping keeping.
Is that .com?
It is .org.
.org, yeah.
It's a good way to at least keep tab on those that are running. I'm pretty sure it's statewide. I'm almost positive it's statewide. That's all I had.
All right, thanks, Ken. Dale?
Yeah, I just had a quick question. Mine was for Brenda as well. I was curious, since the launch of the national advertising, what National's view was on the reception to that, and if they thought it was making an impact, what we might see going forward.
Yes, it is definitely making an impact, not only with petitions, but like I said earlier, branding and with donors coming into Convention of States. So it's definitely making an impact. And yes, we're going to see more. In fact, in an earlier meeting, another state's meeting I was in, there was one of the regional captains said that there was an ad going almost at the time that we were having our meeting. a half ad, like a 30-second ad. So.
Good. All right. Melba, you got your hand up again?
Yeah, I just have a question about these little cards that we're supposed to hand out to our representative and our senator on Surge Day. Are our current regions aligned with what our Senate districts are? I'm just wondering, like when you guys went and redid the regions, I'm wondering, am I still going to be able to get the correct number of petition signers in my senator's district? Like, does that align with how we've drawn our districts in Indiana?
Can you get, Gary, you got anything on that?
Yeah, I can answer that question. The regions in Citizen Builder are unrelated to the current Indiana House and Senate districts. And until they are, I wouldn't use those numbers. I just, you know what they were for the old districts. You could tell them that's the district under which they were elected, but the new districts are not reflected yet in the boundaries in Citizen Builder.
Okay, so Larry,
Don't those line up with next session? This session is still valid.
Yeah, they don't go into effect until January of
Correct.
2023. So
Right.
we're still operating under the current districts this year.
so Larry, will you be able to get me that number for the whole District 5?
I have that, Melba. I can get that to you.
Okay, thanks, Marty.
All right, good. Okay, I don't see any more hands here. It looks like we're a few minutes over, but that's okay. All right.
So Paul, we should be operating for this entire year on the old districts.
The current districts.
Right.
Redistricting doesn't take effect as far as representation until January.
Till the next election, right?
After the next election. Now, the election will be based on the new districts.
I was going to say, when we go to primaries, we'll be in the new districts, essentially, as who we're going to vote for.
Yes, but technically those people won't represent you until January next year.
So we need to be talking about the old House districts and the old regions, if you will, that we were constituted around until we made this change. So we've got 9 districts and the House districts that are within. Is that right?
If you meant regions, correct me if I'm wrong, Gary, you're now operating under 14 regions, right?
Correct.
But those are current districts. And then in January, you'll have 14.
Yeah, everything's set up by district though on the bookmarks that Melba is referring to.
Right.
So we've got that information and we'll keep that. I think the point though is a good one because sometime in the next several months, we're going to have to get things realigned within Citizen Builder, to those new districts, to align with the redistricting that occurred in Indiana.
Yeah, LMS will realign when we get our data feed from, I forget the open states.
Voter Voice will get
Voter Voice gives us the districts and it lines up all of that stuff and that'll be refreshed after the election.
But your point is taken, Paul. Better word is current rather than old. When talking about the districts, it's the current assignment for this legislative session. And the bookmarks are left blank. It's pretty straightforward. The first line is number of petitions in your district. But after that, and Marty and Dale, you guys can decide how you want to do this. It's left blank, so you can do it for the state or you can do it for the region. I'd recommend the state. It's easier to get that number possibly, but it's up to you. That's why it was left blank.
All right. Jerry, did you have your hand up?
I did. I didn't get a chance to
Down
say
now.
anything.
It's too late now.
Well, I had it up several times. It keeps disappearing, so I don't know
All
what's
right.
going on there.
Quickly,
I'm headed to a national SIA summit at Nashville, Tennessee on the 5th. And we'll be there discussing various ways we can streamline things and maybe help Melba out with her project of getting more, supporters and volunteers and that sort of thing. Just streamline the whole thing and make information flow better. And it's basically going to be a summit for ideas, how we can do that. I'll have a half-hour presentation myself. We've just got one day. They probably should have taken 2 because it's going to be really tight. But I got a half an hour in there. So
Yeah, he's going to be working. He's going to be working real hard. Reed Party. He's going to be working real hard. Party.
party. Well, no,
Well
it's going
deserved.
to be a very busy day, I think.
Well
Am I the
deserved.
only one that trying to picture a conference of SIAs together? I struggle with that, but I won't say anything.
I will take pictures, so you can not struggle. I'll help you out.
Okay. All right. One more, Paul.
I just have a request for Jerry. If you could put on the agenda to modify Telepatriot so we can do CSV exports on a Telepatriot mission, that would make my life so much easier.
That'd be a good idea, actually.
That's why I brought it up.
And it wouldn't have to be there at the meeting. It can be, I can do that anyway, regardless.
You can do it. Please let me know when you got it done.
All right,
Are
folks.
you up late tonight?
All right. That's it for this call. Good call. Thank you all for participating. And let's keep moving on and doing a good job.
See you February 10th. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, February 10th, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Merry Christmas all.